Hello, my dear students of third prep. Today we are going to have a new lesson, which is some general revision on your geometry syllabus. Please try to solve with me the problems and try to solve more and more exams so as not to forget what you have studied. Let us start by the first example. We are going to find the first question, which is choose the correct answer from between brackets. The distance between the point -3 and 1 and the y-axis equals how many units? Is it 3, -3, 1, or -1? Of course, to find a distance, you cannot find a distance with a negative sign. So you are going to dismiss the two choices, -3 and -1. Then, what about the distance between the point -3 and 1 and the y-axis? Yes, the distance between them is the value of the x-coordinate, which is 3. So in this case, we can say that the distance is 3 units. Another example, if x plus y equals 4 and kx plus 2y equals 0 are two parallel straight lines, then k equals what? Is it 2, -2, 1, or -1? As the two straight lines are parallel, then their slopes are equal. So try to find the slope of these two straight lines. What about the slope of the first line? Yes, it is negative coefficient of x over coefficient of y. So m1 equals -1. What about the slope of the other line? Yes, it is symbolized as m2. Then m2 equals -k over 2. As the two straight lines are parallel, then their slopes are equal. So m1 equals m2. By equalizing the two slopes, so it is -1 equals -k over 2. By making cross multiplication to find the value of k, so you are going to obtain the value of k as 2, which is the first choice. Another example, the equation whose slope is 2 and passes through the origin. What about the equation of the straight line whose slope is 2 and passes through the origin point? Is it y equals 2x, or x equals 2y, or x equals 2y plus 2, or y equals 2x plus 2? Of course, yes, all of you know that the slope of the straight line m equals 2. What about the c? As the straight line passes through the origin, so the value of c will be 0. That's correct. Then, as y equals mx plus c, so y equals 2x plus 0, which is 2x, which is considered the first choice. Let us have another example. If sine 30 degrees equals cosine 60, where theta is the acute angle, then what about measure angle theta? Is it 30 degrees, or 60 degrees, or 45 degrees, or 90 degrees? First of all, what about sine 30? Yes, sine 30 is going to be half. Then we can say also that cosine theta equals half. To find the value of theta, you are going to press on your calculators. That's correct. Shift cosine half. So the value of theta will be 60 degrees, which is considered the second choice. Another example. The midpoint of AB, where A 1 and 2, B, 3 and 4 is what? Is it 4 and 6, or negative 2 and negative 2, or negative 1 and negative 1, or 2 and 3? That's correct. The midpoint equals, that's correct, x1 plus x2 over 2 and y1 plus y2 over 2 by substituting. So it is 1 plus 3 over 2 and 2 plus 4 over 2 to obtain a result as 2 over 3, which is considered the fourth choice. Another example. ABC is right angle triangle at B. Then sine A plus cosine C equals what? Is it double sine A, or double sine C, or double sine B, or double cosine A? Of course, all of you know that sine of an angle equals the opposite over the hypotenuse. So we can say that sine A plus cosine C, opposite over hypotenuse, which is BC over AC. What about cosine? Adjacent over hypotenuse. So it is BC over AC. You have the same denominator, so you can add easily the numerators, which give BC plus BC equals double BC over AC, which gives a result as double sine A, which is the first choice. Let us have another example. If the straight line y equals x sine 30 plus c passes through the point 4 and 6, then c equals what? Is it 4, 6, half, or 2? If y equals x sine 30 plus c, so what about sine 30? It is half. So in this case, we can say that y equals half x plus c. To find the value of c, what are you going to do? You are going to substitute by the point in which the straight line passes through it, which is the point 4 and 6. By substituting for the value of x as 4 and the value of y as 6, you are going to find that 6 equals half times 4 plus c. Then c will be 6 equals 2 plus c, and the value of c will be 4. So the value of c is 4, which is considered the first choice. Another example. If tan 3x equals square root 3, where 3x is an acute angle, then measure angle x equals what? Is it 60 degrees, or 20, or 30, or 45? You know that tan 3x equals root 3. So by pressing on your calculators, shift tan square root 3. You are going to obtain a result as 60. It means that 3x equals 60. By dividing both sides by 3, so the value of x will be 20, which is considered the second choice. Another example. Now, a straight line, its slope is half and cuts a part of length 2 units from the positive direction of the y-axis. Find the equation of this straight line and also the points of intersection of the straight line with the two axes. First of all, what about the equation of the straight line? It is y equals mx plus c. What about the slope? It is half. What about the y-intercept, which is the c? It's 2. So y equals half x plus 2. And in this case, we are going to obtain the value of c as 2. Now, to find the point of intersection of the straight line with the y-axis, how can you find it? When the straight line cuts the y-axis, so the value of x is 0. And what about the value of y? It is the value of c. So we can say that the point of intersection of the straight line and the y-axis is the point 0 and 2. What about the point of intersection of the straight line with the x-axis? To cut the x-axis, so the value of y must be 0. So by substituting in the equation of the straight line for the value of y equals 0, so 0 equals half a plus 2. Then by subtracting both sides by 2, so half a equals negative 2. And to find the value of a by dividing both sides by half, so the value of a will be negative 4. So in this case, we can say that the point of intersection of the straight line with the x-axis is negative 4 and 0. Another example. If AB is diameter of circle M, B is 8 and 11, and M is 5 and 7. Find coordinates of the point A, then find the length of the radius of the circle, and finally the equation of the perpendicular straight line to AB, where the point B, from the point B. It means that I want you to find the equation of the straight line perpendicular on AB and passing through the point B. First of all, what about the A? We are going first to let the point A equals x and y. Then, what about the point M? M is the center of the circle. So it is the midpoint of the line segment AB. So in this case, as AB is a diameter, so M is the midpoint of AB. Then 5 and 7 equals x1 plus x2 over 2 and y1 plus y2 over 2. Then 5 equals, that's correct, x plus 8 over 2. By making cross multiplication, so x plus 8 equals 10. By subtracting both sides by 8, so x equals 2. What about the y coordinates? They are equal. So we can say that 7 equals y plus 11 over 2. So by making cross multiplication, y plus 11 equals 14. And in this case, we can say that y equals 3. Now we can find the coordinates of the point A. What about A? A will be the coordinates 2 and 3, which is the first required. What about the length of the radius of the circle? Yes, the radius of the circle may be MA or MB, as you like. I prefer that you find the radius from the point B, as if you have found the coordinates of the point A incorrect, so there will be no other mistakes. So try to find the radius by using the point M and the point B, which is the radius MB. Then MB equals R. Then by finding the radius of the circle by making the rule of the distance, square root x2 minus x1 all to the power of 2 plus y2 minus y1 all to the power of 2. By substituting, so it is a square root 8 minus 5 all to the power of 2 plus 11 minus 7 all to the power of 2. To obtain a result as square root 9 plus 16, which is equal to square root 25, which gives length as 5 units. So the radius length is 5 units. Then what about the equation of the perpendicular straight line to AB from the point B? How can I find the equation of the straight line? All of you know that the equation is y equals mx plus c. So we have first to find the slope of AB. So slope of AB equals m1, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, which is equal to 11 minus 3 over 8 minus 2 equals 8 over 6. And after reduction, we are going to obtain a result as 4 over 3. This is the slope of AB. I want the equation of the straight line perpendicular to AB. So you must find the perpendicular slope. All of you know that the two lines are perpendicular, so the product of their slopes equal -1. So M1 times M2, which is 4/3 times M2, equals -1. By dividing both sides by 4/3, so you are going to obtain a value for M2 as -3/4. So we can say that the slope of the required line is -3/4. Then what about the equation of the straight line? That's correct. Y equals mx plus c. So y equals -3/4x plus c. By substituting with a point in which the straight line passing through, which is 8 and 11, so by substituting for the value of x as 8 and the value of y as 11, it is 11 equals -3/4 times 8 plus c. Then 11 equals -6 plus c, and we are going to find the value of c as 11 plus 6, which gives 17. So the equation of the straight line will be y equals -3/4x plus 17. Let us have another example. If the distance between the 2 points A and 7 and -2 and 3 equals 5 units, find the value of A. Yes, the distance between the 2 points. What about the rule of the distance? That's correct. Distance equal square root x2 minus x1 all to the power of 2 plus y2 minus y1 all to the power of 2. By substituting for the values of the 2 points, so it is square root -2 minus a all to the power of 2 plus 3 minus 7 all to the power of 2, which gives the square root -2 minus a all to the power of 2 plus 16 equals 5. That's correct. By squaring both sides of the equation. Why? To dismiss the square root. So by squaring both sides, you are going to obtain a result as -2 minus a all to the power of 2 plus 16 equals 25. Then, by subtracting 16 from both sides of the equation, you are going to find the -2 minus a all to the power of 2 equals 25 minus 16, which give a result as 9. Then, -2 minus a equals positive or -3 by taking square root on both sides. Then here you have two equations, which are -2 minus a equals 3, and -2 here a will be -2 minus 3 gives -5. The other equation is -2 minus a equals -3. So a will be -2 plus 3 gives a result as 1. So the values of a will be -5 and 1. Let us have another example. Find the value of x where x is greater than 0 degrees and smaller than 90 degrees. It means that x is acute angle. If sine x, sine 45 degrees, cosine 45 degrees, tan 60 degrees equals tan square 45 degrees minus cosine square 60 degrees. First of all, you must, that's correct, you must draw the triangle with 45 degrees. The sides are 1, 1, and the hypotenuse is √2. Then what about the other triangle, which is the 30, 60 triangle? The side opposite to the 30 is 1, the hypotenuse is 2, and the third side is square root 3. Then, can you find sine 45, cosine 45, tan 45? The sine is opposite over hypotenuse, so it is 1 over √2. The cosine is 1 over √2 as it is adjacent over hypotenuse. And what about the tan? It is opposite over adjacent, so it is √3 over 1, which is √3. to obtain a result as square root 3 over 2. What about tan square 45 minus cosine square 60 degrees? That's correct. Tan 45 is b 1 to the power of 2 minus what about cosine 60? Cosine 60 is adjacent over hypotenuse. So it is 1 over 2 all to the power of 2 to obtain a result as 3 over 4. Then you are going to obtain sine x multiplied by root 3 over 2 equals 3 over 4. By dividing both sides by root 3 over 2 to obtain a result as sine x equals 3 over 4 divided root 3 over 2 to obtain a result as root 3 over 2. That's correct. By pressing on your calculators, shift sine root 3 over 2, you are going to find that measure angle x equals 60 degrees. Let us have another example. Prove that A, 1 and negative 2, B, negative 4 and 2, C, 1 and 6 are vertices of isosceles triangle. And then calculate the area of the triangle. What about isosceles triangle? It means a triangle in which its two sides are equal in length. So we have to find the length of the three sides of the triangle. If two of them are equal, then the triangle is isosceles. So to find the distance between A and B, to find the length of AB. AB equals square root x2 minus x1 all to the power of 2 plus y2 minus y1 all to the power of 2. By substituting, it is negative root negative 4 minus 1 all to the power of 2 plus 2 minus negative 2 all to the power of 2. To obtain a result as root 25 plus 16 gives root 41 units. What about length of BC? It is square root x2 minus x1 all to the power of 2 plus y2 minus y1 all to the power of 2. By substituting, it is square root 1 minus negative 4 all to the power of 2 plus 6 minus 2 all to the power of 2, which is equal to square root 25 plus 16, which is equal to root 41 units. What about the length of the third side, which is AC? That's correct. AC equals square root x2 minus x1 all to the power of 2 plus y2 minus y1 all to the power of 2, which is equal to 1 minus 1 all to the power of 2 plus 6 minus negative 2 all to the power of 2, which is equal to square root 0 plus 64, which gives 8 units. Here you have AB equals BC not equal AC. So you have two sides in the triangle equal in length. Then in this case we can say that this triangle is isosceles triangle. Then A, B and C are vertices of isosceles triangle. To find the area of triangle, all of you know that the rule of the area is half times the base times the height. And the base and the height must be perpendicular. So we must first draw a perpendicular from BD on AC. Then to draw this perpendicular, you are going to find that the point D is the midpoint of AC. Then can you find the coordinates of the point D? Of course, yes. D equals x1 plus x2 over 2 and y1 plus y2 over 2. So it is 1 plus 1 over 2 and negative 2 plus 6 over 2. So the midpoint will be 1 and 2. The coordinates of the point D will be 1 and 2. Can you find the length of the height, which is BD? Yes, by finding the distance between the 2 points B and D. So BD equals square root x2 minus x1 all to the power of 2 plus y2 minus y1 all to the power of 2. So it is square root negative 4 minus 1 all to the power of 2 plus 2 minus 2 all to the power of 2 to obtain a result as 5 units. Then area of triangle equals half times base times height. So it is equal to half times 8 times 5, which is equal to 20 squared units. Let us have another example. If L1 passes through the 2 points 3 and 1 and 2 and k, and L2 makes an angle of measure 45 degrees with the positive direction of the x-axis. Find the value of k, which makes L1 parallel to L2. That's correct. The two lines are parallel, then their slopes are equal. So try to find slope number 1 for L1 and slope number 2 for L2. What about M1? M1 equals, that's correct, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, which is equal to k minus 1 over 2 minus 3, to give a result as k minus 1 over negative 1. What about slope number 2 for the line L2? Yes, slope of L2 equals M2, which is equal to tan theta. So it is tan 45 degrees, which gives 1. As L1 and L2 are parallel lines, so M1 equals M2. Try to equalize the two slopes. So it is k minus 1 over negative 1 equals 1. By making cross multiplication, so k minus 1 equals negative 1. And by adding both sides by 1, so k equals 0. By the end of this example, we have reached the end of our lesson today. I wish that I could benefit you. Thank you for good listening, and bye-bye.